Oh, you think you got away?
Viewer discretion is advised. This program contains discussions of true crime, disturbing themes, strong language, and adult content that may not be suitable for all audiences. Listener and viewer discretion is strongly recommended. Welcome back, my dark darlings, to Harlots of Spooktalk. Tonight's story pulls us into a world that many people don't fully understand. A quiet, deeply traditional life where what happens behind closed doors is rarely seen, even more rarely spoken about.
We're talking about the case of Ruth Miller, an Amish woman whose story has sparked conversation, concern, and a lot of unanswered questions. This isn't just a true crime case, it's a look into a culture that values faith, humility, and separation from the modern world.
Before we dive in, it's important to understand a bit about the Amish community. The Amish are a Christian group known for simple living, plain dress, and a reluctance to adopt many forms of modern technology. Their beliefs center around humility, family, community, and faith in God. Many Amish communities follow strict Ornug rules that guide daily life, and they often choose to remain separate from mainstream society to preserve their way of life.
And while that lifestyle is peaceful for many, it can also make it harder for stories like this to come to light. Tonight we approach this case with respect for the culture, for the individuals involved, and for the truth that deserves to be told.
And we also wanted to take a moment to thank one of our sponsors, Molly B's Cookies. If you're looking for something sweet to get you through even the darkest of episodes, they've got you covered with homemade treats that are as comforting as they are delicious. And I love cookies, so.
Now, we do want to say if anything in this episode resonates with you, or if you are someone who may be experiencing harm, fear, or isolation, please reach out to someone you trust, whether it's a friend, family member, or professional. Help is out there, and you are not alone.
Some stories whispers, others scream, and tonight's story lingers in the silence. So dim the lights, get comfortable, and step carefully with us into the Ruth Miller's case.
Jumpsuit and handcuffs, Ruth Miller walked into a courtroom to learn her fate, not by a jury, but from Judge Michael Ernest. Prosecutors and defense attorneys agreed the judge's decision was the right one.
The defendant, Ruth R. Miller, is not guilty by reason of insanity. I think that's the only conclusion that can be reached.
In August of 2025, Miller and her family, members of the Old Order Amish, traveled to Atwood Lake in Tuscarawas County. What followed was a bizarre chain of events, including spiritual delusions. Miller drowned her son, 4-year-old Vincent, in the lake, telling police the act was an offering to God. Body camera video captured her interaction with investigators.
I gave him to God.
You gave him to God?
Yes.
What do you mean by that?
I threw him in the lake, and I gave him to God.
Miller also convinced her 3 teenage children to jump in the lake. They survived, but Miller's husband, Marcus, went into the water and drowned.
We went to the boat, and his clothes were there. And God told me he's in the lake, and a fish swallowed him.
3 doctors evaluated Miller and agreed she has a severe mental disease and did not know the wrongfulness of her actions at the time of the tragedy, leading the judge to say Miller is responsible for 7 crimes, including aggravated murder, but not guilty by reason of insanity.
Is not getting away with murder. Ruth Miller would not have been involved in this case had it not been for the mental disease.
I can't put into words how tragic and sad it is. I couldn't imagine as a parent myself losing a child, let alone being mentally ill and having caused my child's death.
Ma'am, can you explain to me what happened? Who did you throw in the water?
I gave my son to God.
Your son?
Yes.
Where's your husband?
He went for a walk this morning.
And you haven't seen him since?
He didn't ever come back. And we went to the boat, and his clothes were there. And God told me he's in the lake, and a fish swallowed him. And you're actually supposed to go look for him in the bottom of the lake. and you will find the fish, and you will find my husband.
I need to know where your husband's at.
He's at the bottom of the lake in a fish.
He's in a fish.
Yes.
There's no fish large enough on an Atwood to swallow your husband.
He's at the bottom of the lake in a fish.
Okay, so you saw everything, like you saw the videos before, just to kind of give you an idea of what the police saw, and you can always go on TubeView and look that up. The link is right there, so you'll be able to go in there and see the full video. So just kind of like the backstory. So apparently, prior to this, Ruth, she was suffering from an acute psychosis, which was characterized by sleeplessness, grandiose thoughts, and hallucinations. She believed that she was receiving messages from God directing her to perform tasks to prove her faith, which is like you've seen the video. Like me and Tiff were talking about this earlier. Like she was like, go into the whale.
Oh no, it was more like my husband is at the bottom of the lake in a fish.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Miller had sought to help her for her condition from a family doctor prior to this incident, but was prescribed an antidepressant that was inadequate for her symptoms, and so that caused her mental health to deteriorate further. So the incident was while they're on a family trip to Atwood Lake and Tuscarawas. I'm sorry if I missed that. That is the county in Ohio.
I've been trying to pronounce that name, and I'm sorry, but I can't even.
Well, I've been getting a lot of big words tonight. But that was in Ohio. Miller was 40. She threw her 4-year-old son into the water. She later told police that she gave him to God and believed he would be swallowed by a fish. So, her husband, Marcus Miller, he was 45 and he passed away in the same incident. He was attempting to swim in the lake to prove his faith and accidentally drowned. She attempted to harm her other children. So after the drowning, Miller drove a golf cart with her 3 teenagers, a 15-year-old daughter and an 18-year-old twin sons into the lake, and they managed to escape and survive. So we're just brushing through it a little bit so that way we can talk about it, but the legal outcome was she was charged, she was indicated on 7 accounts, including aggravated murder.
Indicted.
Murder, yep.
Indicted.
Did I say indicted?
You said indented.
Oh, well, she was indicted. Ugh, such a weird word. On 7 accounts, including aggravated murder, felonious assault, child endangerment, and domestic violence. The verdict was, following a bench trial, Judge Michael Ernest found her not guilty by reason of insanity on March 3rd of this year, 2026. So like 3 weeks ago. And based on reports from multiple psychologists and psychiatrists who determined she did not understand the wrongfulness of her actions at the time. So in March this year, she was ordered to be committed to a behavioral health hospital for treatment with her placement reviewed periodically.
Okay, hold on, because I'm conflicted. I really think that she knew what she was doing.
Yeah.
While doing it. And I feel like she knew it was bad. Like,
you have to know right from wrong. Even if she was in psychosis, I don't think psychosis gives her an out for taking out the baby. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I just
Yeah, they blamed it on spiritual delusion.
Which I've been noticing here lately. Like, that is a thing. Like,
It is. It is.
But
And
that,
it's
oh, sorry.
no, you're fine.
With that being said, I'm going to just give something. If you know, or if you or you know someone who need a mental health support, please call or text 988 in the US and Canada and 111 in the UK for a crisis hotline. So if you ever feel you need that break mentally, or you know somebody needs it, please reach out. That's all.
Ooh.
That's what I'm going to say about that one too.
yeah.
And also, always grab some cookies.
Oh, yeah, Miss
Molly B's.
Molly B's cookies. She
You know,
has like
because
hot
that helps you
Cheetos.
when you feel bad or you
Yeah,
just want
she
to.
got hot Cheetos. She got all sorts of kinds in there. So check out the link in the bio.
We
But
love cookies.
Especially if you're listening to us right now and you want to munch on something, just reach out to Molly B's and see. They might
Yeah.
have something for you.
exactly. So I don't know. Do you think, in your opinion, these are opinions only, do you think she should have been put in prison? Do you think, like, what they
See,
said was okay? Like,
that's tough because I see it from both points of the spectrum, you know, like the criminal side, like, oh, and then like her mental state. Yes, I have mental problems, but like that's why I can like kind of,
I don't,
like I think she's mentally ill. Yes.
I don't, I'm going to be a bitch about it. I'm sorry. I don't feel bad for her. I, I'm sorry that she may not have gotten the resources. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry that she didn't get the help. That could have been way better than what it was. It could have prevented a lot of things. But the fact of the matter is, she still did the crime. She should, she should still be in prison. People are, several people are in prison for doing the same kind of type of shit. You know, why does she get a pass? You know what I'm saying?
And
It's
they
Well,
do have psychiatric care in some prisons.
and they
yeah.
do in some, but it's
Um,
not like because mental health is still so not very,
but we
it's
also
still up
It's
and
a,
coming. Like it's not,
we
she
closed
wasn't
down.
huh?
We closed down a lot of mental hospitals, though. We
We
got to
did.
remember that. We did. We have closed down a
mhm.
lot since the 80s and 90s, and maybe they
Yeah,
need to make a comeback and get these
I
people
agree.
help.
I
I
mean, there
agree.
are sources out there, but a lot of them, they are missing a lot of, like, the workers. They're missing nurses. They're missing doctors because nobody wants to deal with that. Because I just literally learned this week that working in a mental facility, you can literally get punched right in the nose. You know,
Yeah.
like, for
Hmm.
nothing. So that was kind of scary. But, and you don't, we could do so much better with our healthcare system and our mental facilities, behavioral centers. That's neither, I mean,
But the community she was a part of, they don't believe in a lot of that.
no.
They keep it in house and in the
Well, I
church.
mean, when I was growing up, just being in a Christian church, they would say, if you have anxiety or you're depressed, you go to God, and God's going to fix it. He's going to heal you. You know, and I don't know if this to be a fact, but I would kind of assume that's probably what the church
Well,
would be like.
no, they have places they put people for a little while. Uh, with their communities, they have like an outreach type of post. I don't know how to explain it. It's another farm where they go to recover and pray and look upon their life.
Mm.
So it is a little different than what we English would call help.
Hmm.
Like they don't do the whole medicine thing like we do. But she might have been, she needed it and she didn't get it, but that does not give anybody the right to take upon themselves and off their children.
She was literally like, God told me to do it. God told
And no,
no. This is the
that's not
thing.
God.
Exactly. The cases that we've had lately, it's like, God did not tell you to do that. God's not going to tell you to hurt somebody. And I don't want to get into religion, but God is love. He's not going to tell you to hurt yourself or anybody else, much less a child.
He doesn't condone murder. So, I
Yeah,
mean,
especially of your own child, your own
yeah,
flesh and blood.
no, like,
He
She tried
wants
to
you to
off all of them.
treat your body like a temple. He wants you to treat others with love, you know. And
And
I'm
when we're, oh,
sorry, go ahead.
sorry, no, go ahead.
No, I was just going on continuing my rant. Like,
Oh, I was gonna
wow.
say, when we talk about she drove these kids in with a golf cart, we also got to remember none of these kids could swim.
Mhm.
right,
None of
right.
them could swim, so she really was taking an attempt on their lives. So
Yeah,
don't think
and
they just got off and swam. They couldn't. They couldn't swim.
She was pretty much about to be another woman in a white dress or a blue dress at the lake crying for her children. That would have been a freaking ghost story, I'll tell you what.
her husband at the bottom of the lake in the fish.
I feel bad for him. I
I'm
really do.
sorry.
It sounded like, to me, the way the story came out, and I could be wrong, let y'all put in the comments if you agree or disagree, but it kind of sounded like he was genuinely trying to save the baby, but then he couldn't swim, you
And
know?
swim.
But
I don't.
why was his clothes on the boat?
I
She
don't
said
Well,
his clothes.
maybe I'm not an investigator or anything, but maybe he was like, it's too, you have your clothes on when you go swimming, you don't want all your clothes on. But then again,
Oh, like it's gonna like sink you,
example, real life. Okay, so
weigh you down.
my kids got in a boat with my ex-husband and my nephews, right?
I'm
The
sorry.
boat's going into this cold lake in January, right? And I see the boat starting to go down. So I throw off my jacket, my phone flies, and I jump in with the rest of my clothes on and I go get them and I take them to the thing. And by the time I get the kids to the thing, the porch, whatever you want to call it,
Sure,
dock,
sure, yeah, doc.
my ex husband was just getting his foot out of the boat. You know what I'm saying? And by the time I got to the deck, I was like, holy moly, that it's cold. I got out and that was that. But I didn't think about it. But I also know how to swim. But I'm
Yeah, just
thinking in
gonna,
regards to like the clothing thing, maybe it was just like a quick,
it
oh, I
might
got to
weigh me
save my
down.
baby. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And he just did
Now,
what was
this
best.
this might piss you off just a little. Following the verdict, every 3 years she gets to be reevaluated to see if she can come back into society or back into jail. I don't know which one, but every 3 years they're going to reevaluate her. So she has a chance to walk out of this. And we have seen that in the past.
Oh my
See,
gosh. Did the kids write a statement? The olders?
Not that I
no,
see.
I don't know. Like, aren't they told not to talk to police or something? I don't know. They
No,
might
Well,
be.
that attorney might have, she might have had a good attorney or something.
That's what I'm saying. Like, maybe someone told them not to talk to the police with, like, I don't know.
no, they try to keep it in the church as much as possible. I know that, but something like this, the English have to investigate. They're not really told not to talk, but an attorney could have told them, but they still would have made an impact statement. They still have
Okay,
that
so
right.
I found it right here. Um,
Oh, they
so
did?
they did not file a formal statement in the court against her. Instead, one of the teenagers told law enforcement that she's a good mom and she didn't mean to do it. Um, the family released a statement expressing that the tragedy was a result of mental illness and that it didn't reflect her teachings. And that's
See,
Yeah.
that's
why.
another thing. Like, I feel like they need to look into that too, because, like, I'm not trying to pick on anything, but, like, look into everything, like,
Right.
where did
And
this stem from, like, because it had been building up over years and stuff. So it's like, okay, where did it really stem from?
Yeah, and the kids did. I want to say that the twins did say it. It turned out that they were extremely confused and they were traumatized by the whole thing.
Well, I would be too. I mean, what do you do?
Yeah.
In that situation, though, like, you got to know right from wrong.
Yeah,
You look. I mean,
I can't
Like,
even.
I've never been in
even,
psychosis, so I feel like I shouldn't. I can't judge. However, there's got to be something in there in psychosis that says, "Hey, these mealworms are actually rice." You know what I'm saying? Like, but I could be wrong. I don't know.
Yeah, because we really never been in a psychotic break before.
Yeah,
So we don't know what she felt, but my
but I
thing
think.
is,
Go ahead.
like, the fish, I know where that's coming from
yeah,
because fish
yeah.
is part of something else.
Jonah and a
But
whale.
yeah,
Hmm.
but to think your husband's inside a fish and you're gonna like, she had to hear herself speak. She
Like,
had
Exactly.
but the thing is, why was she changing her story? Because at first she was saying he went on a walk this morning, and that was like the last time she saw him.
So right, that proves she wasn't in a state of panic or in a state of psychosis. If she can lie, then change her lie to make it make more sense. That's showing
Right.
premeditation, and it's also showing you had the right of thinking to make a story up.
And then she was over there touching that
So,
cop. She was like, "God loves you. He just wants you to know." I would have been like,
Ma'am, don't
"Bitch,
touch
back
me.
up." Like,
Please don't
excuse
touch
my
me.
language.
I don't like random people touching me. Just please don't.
Right.
Because who knows? But that's what I'm saying though. Like, because at the beginning of that video, it was showing like when the cop asked, like, hey, so what happened to your husband? We need to find out where he is.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, well, he never came back from his walk this
Oh,
morning.
she was lying.
And then all of a sudden it changed to they were on, I think she even brought up that she and him went on a walk, and then it was like she found his clothes on the boat, and then he's in the bottom of the lake. And I'm like, how does your story change from he went on a walk this morning, he went on a walk with me this morning, then I found his clothes on the boat?
Yeah.
Make it make sense, because it don't.
It don't.
yeah, and like I said, I don't care how much hate we get for this one. Um, it's still a death of a 4-year-old, and it's gonna hit people differently. And this is just our opinions on it. And if you come for us for that, I'm sorry that
No, I rebuke
we're
that.
allowed we're allowed to have our
Please.
opinions. There is a 4-year-old
Just bring
child.
some cookies.
Yeah,
Oh
bring some
my
cookies, please.
Molly B's cookies.
I just want some cookies. I'm like the cookie
Well,
monster.
on that note, let's go get some milk and cookies.
Yeah, it
And
is.
I
Yes.
hope everybody has a great night. Stay safe. And if you have any questions or you have an opinion, write it down below. Be nice.
Be nice.
Or not. I'll handle you.
And always blessed be, love each other, stay nice.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay. These are not normal cookies.
They're kind of like sit down, take a bite, and think about your life choices type of cookies.
Yes. Yes, indeed.
Wow. So, like, you take one bite and go, why does this taste so fancy?
It's fancy. It is.
Fancy.
Yeah. And the flavors, they're pretty wild. Like from like the hot Cheeto. The hot Cheeto one was wild, right? Like then you have this one is the chocolate cherry with amaretto, and then this one I
Ooh.
have it says lavender Earl Grey with lemon glaze.
That sounds yummy.
And
Oh,
and of course, I love tea. So my favorite go-to would be the tea one. and it has like a fluoro kind of taste to it, but it's very dangerous, and I will warn you because it's addictive.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and you can buy them by the box or individually.
Oh, yeah, I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, the prices, they're pretty good. For gourmet cookies, that's not bad. Not bad at all. I do like it. I like it a lot.
And I'm telling you right now, they can be for the family, or definitely they can be hideaway cookies you hide from everybody in your house.
Hide
Just
'em.
saying.
Except for me, because I'll find them.
I'll share.
Professional cookie finder over there.
Love my cookies. If you want to try them, you can get 10% off with code HOST at mollybees.com.
Trust us, these are not your average cookies.